Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. All praise to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Kakadash. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shah being the name of His only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now, real quick, we're going to pull out some precepts and hopefully edify the elect about how the nation of Israel is going to go from slavery to glory. You see, because like in Baruch, it says, He sold us to the nations not for our destruction, but because we pushed Him to wrath. And that not for our destruction mean it was for just a small punishment, and then He was gonna follow through with choosing us as His special people, and He was gonna express uh, His love for us as His chosen people by giving us glory. See, it ain't what the heathens say. Oh, He got rid of y'all. He got mad at y'all and kicked y'all to the curb. See, y'all cheated on Him and He wanted a divorce forever. See, that's not the situation. But let's get into the scriptures. Now, it reminds me of this verse in Ezekiel. Let me see if I can find this verse real quick, because it's so it's either 32 or 23. Let me try 23. Salakia. Okay. Yeah, it says, I'm going to start at verse 2. It says, Son of man, there were two women and daughters of one woman, and they committed whoredoms in Egypt. See, that's this nation of Israel. See, the two women is the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. And they committed whoredoms in Egypt, meaning with these other nations that was around about them, the heathen. Okay, and it makes a statement. Let me see here. Well, this chapter in Ezekiel breaks down how they was whoring with the nations. It, like in verse 5, it say, a harlot played the harlot when she was mine. She dotted on her lovers, on the Assyrians, her neighbors. So he's naming these other nations that the harlot or the northern kingdom was going into messing with their idols. Like in verse 7, it says, Thus she committed her whoredom with them, with all them that were the chosen men of Assyria, and with all of whom she dotted, with all their idols she defiled herself. Okay. And so this is an example of the nation of Israel. Let me get that Jeremiah, I think it's 6:2. It says, I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman. So the nation of Israel is like a woman cheating on her man. Okay. Let me get let's see. Isaiah, is it 62? Isaiah 62. Let me get verse 5. It says, For as a young man married a virgin, so shall the sons marry thee. And as the bridegroom rejoice over the bride, so shall your God rejoice over you. So God was the bridegroom over this nation, over this woman. Okay. And so this is um, how the situation is going to go. Now let me get Revelation because it breaks down how what he's talking about. 21. It says, and I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. See, the nation of Israel was the wife of the Most High, was the bride of the Most High, and he's going to marry her and get back with her after she committed whoredom. Now, Hosea is another prophet that described the situation with the nation of Israel and the Most High. He talks about the whoredom that they was committing. And see, this is when it came to the finale of verse 10. And it says that yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it is said unto them, you are not my people, meaning they are divorced from the Most High, there it shall be said unto them, you are the sons of the living God. So he's saying he's going to have a reuniting with his woman. Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together. See, when they're gonna be united and get back together. But verse 3 keep breaking down this whoredom situation. It says, verse 2, it said, plead with your mother. Hold on, did I say that right? Yeah, plead with your mother. No. Yeah, plead with your mother, plead, for she is not my wife. See, she wasn't being called Israelites or his people. Neither am I her husband. See, because of it said, let her therefore put away her whoredoms out of her sight and her adulteries from between her breasts. So the nation of Israel was dealing with other idols, false gods, and so she ceased from being his wife, and he ceased from being her husband. See, and threw they behind into places where they were serving as slaves, and they wasn't serving him, okay, and being his wife. So to hit some of the points, it says here, let's see, here in verse 7, it says, and she shall follow after her lovers, but she shall not overtake them. And she shall seek them, but shall not find them. Then shall she say, I will go and return to my first husband. This is what the situation was about. She went into slavery and left her husband and worshiped these false gods. And she said, I'm going to return to my first husband. See? For then was it better with me than now. See, the nation of Israel is going to return. Verse 9, therefore will I return. See? And then it says, and now will I, verse 10, and now will I discover her lewdness in the sight of her lovers, and none shall deliver her out of my hand. See, none of these other idols is going to take my woman away from me again. Okay, and he's saying how he's gonna destroy these idols. But look at verse 19. Well, let's start with 18. And in that day will I make a covenant with them. See, that go that new covenant, that new relationship. Once they return back to their husband, they gonna make a new covenant. See, he says in verse 19, he said, and I will betroth thee unto me forever. See, they're gonna get back together and get married or betrothed forever. Betrothed mean married. Yeah, I will betroth thee unto me in righteousness and in judgment and in loving kindness and in mercy. I will even betroth thee unto me in faithfulness, and thou shalt know the Lord. Okay, this is how the situation can go, and this is what the first chapter, verse 10, was talking about. Plus, this is what Apostle Paul and Peter was talking about. And I will sow her unto me in the earth, and I will have mercy upon her that had not obtained mercy. And I will say unto them which were not my people, thou art my people. And they shall say, thou art my God. See, this is just not talking about a random people that is not his people. It's talking about the first wife that he had was the nation of Israel. See, he didn't marry none of these other nations. He was the husband. He was their first husband. And he was going to get these children of Israel who was not called his people and get back in a relationship with them. Okay, that's just show how it's going, what was the purpose of the situation. Now let's get Zephaniah 3 starting at 19. It says, behold, at that time will I undo all that afflict thee. I will save her that halted, and gather her that was driven out. And I will get them praise and fame in every land where they had been put to shame. See, that's that Hosea 1 and 10. Verse 20, at that time will I bring you again, even in the time that I gather you, and will make you a name and praise among all the people of the earth. When I turn back, return your captivity before your eyes, says the Lord. See, they're going to go from captivity to glory and fame. Okay, what was my other major verse? I kind of want to get this Isaiah 14, because this, starting at verse 1, he said, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. See, what gonna happen when he set them in their own land? That's gonna be glory to them. But let's explain verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaid. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Now, when you're ruling over your oppressor, you the king, you the ruler, you have the power. See, and your oppressors now gonna have to be your servants and your handmaid. See, now you're gonna get the fame, now you're gonna get the glory, and you're gonna reign over your slave master. And this is talking about not just the so-called white man. Okay, let's get verse 18 and say, all the kings of the nation. See, this is who it's talking about. Even all of them lie in glory. See, these other nations are lying in glory. And the Israelites is in slavery and under all nations, like Luke 21 and 24 said. Yahweh Shah said that the nation of Israel, Jerusalem, would be trodden down of the Gentiles. All the kings of the nations would be trodden her down, and they would be in glory. every one in his own house. They in their own land with their militaries and governments, and they is lying in glory. But it's going to be where the Israelites going to take these oppressors and rule over them. You see, because that's what Revelation 18 talking about America. Look at what it says is going on in America. Why is these other nations lying in glory? It says, for all nations have drunk the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. See, these other nations, along with the so-called America, they all teamed up together and they getting rich off the Israelites. It's saying the merchants of the earth all wax rich through the abundance of her delicacies. So these other nations is waxing rich from dealing with merchandise and business, while the nation of Israel is in slavery. Look at verse 13. What kind of merchandise is they dealing in? Uh, and look at the end of 13. It say chariots, meaning the car industry, slaves and souls of men. See, this great city got slaves, and they getting rich off the slaves, not getting paid anything. They selling merchandise left and right to each other, trading all kind of merchandise, exports and imports, and everybody, all the nations is getting rich, but the nation of Israel with no land and no government. And when you go into Revelations 11 and 8, it tells you about this great city, Babylon. It says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city. Who dead bodies? The souls of men, the souls of the Israelites, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, who also our Lord where also our Lord was crucified, due to them putting up their image and them telling a bunch of lies on the Lord. And so this is how the nation of Israel is going to go from slavery to glory. Let's get let's see here. Revelation 13 and 10, it said, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. And so the saints is going to put these other nations into captivity. This is their faith, and they're going to get the glory. Look at what it says in chapter 5, verse 10. And have made us unto our God kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. See, this was the whole plan the whole time, for the Israelites to be kings and priests and reign on the earth. Okay, look at what is it? Let me get 14. It says, and I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on Mount Zion, meaning in Jerusalem, with the Israelites, and with him 144,000. See, these are the rulers of the nation of Israel. They're gonna have glory with this 144,000. I'm gonna go back to 7 and 4. It said, and I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000, all the tribes of the children of Israel. See, this is what that 144,000 is going to do. They're going to come from slavery to glory, ruling the earth, because that the first earth and heaven, let's get that. The first heaven and earth is ran by these Edomites and the other nations. That's why in Amos chapter 9, verse 12, it say that the remnant of Edom and all the heathen is going to go into captivity. But it says here in verse 9, for Esau is the end of the world. He going to be the last kingdom ruling, that fourth kingdom in Daniel 7 and 23. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. See, that's Daniel 7 and 18, where it say, the saints shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever. See, they going to get that glory at the end of the day. But I'm going to leave it there. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honor to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, descendants of slaves scattered around the globe on slave ships and through many captivities. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.